I'd like to talk to you today about Jackie Charlton's notorious little black book. Now, whether it actually existed or it was just a metaphor doesn't really matter. It's the thought of Big Jack diligently scribbling down the names of those who wronged him that proves so evocative. Because while Ashton-born centre-back was a tough ex-miner at a time when football was full of hard men, he still made his mark, and not just with 6 studs down the back of a calf. His time down the pit was brief, but his career on the pitch was long and successful, including a World Cup winners' medal, a Division 1 title, an FA, League Cup and Intercity Fairs silverware. Jack was at Leeds from 1952 to 1973. Now, the quote attributed to Charlton was, "I've got a little black book with 2 players in it, and if I get a chance to do them, I will. I'll make them suffer before I pack this game in. If I can kick them 4 years over the touchline, I will." Now, the FA tried to charge him with bringing the game into disrepute over the comment, but he was successfully able to argue that he'd been misquoted. It was said he would tap his forehead and smile grimly in later years when he was asked about it, signalling that the names were safely memorised. Charlton was a key member of Don Rivers' dirty Leeds team, which included the likes of Norman Hunter, Billy Bremner and Johnny Giles. Now, Jack would have excelled in these days of holding and grappling at corners that had become such a feature of the game. He was over 6 foot, strong and aggressive, and a nightmare for strikers. You couldn't imagine him being ruled or dragged over as the ball is hung up, not being caught in possession while trying to play it around inside his own box, under pressure. Sometimes you got to look backwards to move forwards, and I can't picture Big Jack being enamoured with the tippy-tappy nature of football these days. Now, it should really come as no surprise to anyone that retribution, bearing grudges and vengefulness were all part of Jack's personality, alongside his affability, love of outdoor pursuits in the countryside. The Charltons, and on his mother's side the Milburns, had been notorious North Tyndale border Reiver families, as were the Robsons. Though Sir Bobby was a lovely fella who had time for everyone, just try crossing him. And my missus is also a Robson, so believe me, I know all about them carrying grudges. Now, the Reivers rode in family-based gangs, stealing livestock and running protection rackets on either side of the Scottish border, and were noted for their quickness to take up the deadly feud against anyone who would cross them or their kin during the 14th to the 17th centuries. If you stuck a steel helmet on his head and put him on horseback, Charlton would have fitted right in among the riders, not just in looks, but in his attitude and demeanour. The last time I saw Jack, I was travelling in the back of a car with Mickey Hutchison, Juggers Robinson and the Dublin actor Dave Finnegan from The Commitments. Dave was gobsmacked to see the big man in a flat cap casting line on a rural lake in Northumberland. "You'll catch an out but cool in there the day, Jack," I called from the rolled down windows we drove by. He looked up and grinned, shaking his head in resignation. A minor transgression, surely unworthy of note in the pages of his little black book. Now, if you're interested in finding out more about Reiver families such as the Charltons that Jack was off, I've got a new book coming out early next year from Pen and Sword called Raiders Along the Anglo-Scottish Border. We'll put some links in now. Hopefully you'll get some enjoyment out of that. See you next time.